All right, so last year I got a pack raft and I started pack rafting, and then I got this pack that I'm wearing right now, this LiteAF Curve 46 pack, because I wanted to shed weight on my pack. I've been shedding weight throughout my gear for the last year because of the pack raft. So if you can see, when I'm fully loaded, the pack raft weighs about 7 pounds. Then I got oars, a life jacket, and some additional supplies like water shoes and things like that. So what I'm showing you right now is it's early spring, and I'm going to go do a trip tomorrow. So Karen's going to drop me off at the base of the Ghost Reservoir, and I'm going to float the Bow River back towards Calgary. So it's about a 20-kilometer trip, and along the way there's an island called Wildcat Hills Island. So I'm going to stop on that island, and I'm going to camp overnight. So this is fully loaded right now. This is an overnight kit for going pack rafting, hiking rafting combination. And actually I'm just going to take it apart and show you some of it right now. In fact, I need to inflate my raft to make sure everything works good. Let's take it apart this way and show it. So obviously I need to take paddles on, actually I'm going to leave the paddles there. I need to take paddles with me, and then I need to take you know, gear that I don't normally bring. So I got a life jacket. This is a rafting or a paddle sport life jacket. What makes it such is a couple of things. The shape of it, there's no restriction for mobility, and it's got a couple of pockets that I can put stuff in there, and I attached a knife. And you'll notice the knife is interesting. The knife is actually not a bushcraft knife. It is a rafting knife. Sorry for the noise. It just so happens there's 2 planes going overhead right now, but the reason it doesn't have a sharp point is because if I capsize or my boat gets caught in a log jam, this will allow me to carve my boat, get out of the log jam, cut ropes, whatever is necessary. But it is absolutely not but I won't accidentally puncture my raft if I'm using it for other purposes. Now, I'm going alone tomorrow, but I'm doing a river that I'm very familiar with. I'll be in cell phone range the whole time, and I'm not doing anything more than potentially a class 1, maybe a class 2 rapids, but this is a very easy trip tomorrow. So I bring whether alone or with friends, life jacket, and a couple of other things, you know, because I'm on the water, neoprene gloves. So I'm just basically showing you the things that I bring in addition to my normal gear. And then I got neoprene shoes. Now tomorrow I'm not hiking far, and because I'm carrying a lightweight like this, when I do go pack rafting this summer, I won't be hiking in boots, I'll be hiking in shoes, but I'm bringing neoprene shoes. All right. So this is my raft. And actually, with the raft, I also have in here the accessories that go with the raft for inflating the raft, and a small repair kit for the raft. And actually, this is, I'll show you details of this. This is an emergency kit that I made that will be on me at all time. And the only other change that I have in there is that I'm bringing a teepee tent that's extremely lightweight. It only weighs 800 grams, and I'm not even bringing the center pole for the tent because I know the center pole is 63 inches, which is right to my nose, so I'll cut a stick for the center pole for the tent. So yeah, just a couple of other things I'll show you real quick. I have a sewing kit in my pack, so if I were to rip a large rip on the raft, the first thing I would need to do was stitch it somehow to get it close, and then after that I have patches, but wrapped around this bottle is some Tyvek tape, and Tyvek is absolutely amazing. So it'll get you out of a jam. Actually, I'm gonna have to resupply this one. I've used some Tyvek on something else here, but and you know, no need to bring the whole roll. A couple of 10 feet is usually plenty. And then tomorrow I'm going to be in cell range all the time and on a narrow river that I know very well. So if something happens, I can just get to shore quickly. I can almost walk down the whole river. It will be cold, but I can, you know, if something happens, I'm not in a remote area. But when I do go with friends and we are in remote areas, I realized that, you know, well, actually what I did is I saw Ben Brochu's video of the Wood River, and Ben is a fellow pack rafter, a pioneer of the sport, and a couple of years ago he and a friend both had catastrophic failures on the river and lost their rafts for almost an afternoon before they found them again. And after watching that video, I realized that if I have a catastrophic event on the river, food won't be an issue. You know, I can go a couple of days without food, and neither will water. I'll of course have water, but heat and getting warm is a rapid issue. So that's why I made this quick emergency kit. Let me show you what's in there. I got a second one that I'm making for a friend. So what I got in there is a standard emergency blanket. And then I got provisions for making a fire. So what I've got in there is 2 fire starters and a lighter. And if you have 2 fire starters and a lighter, you'll be able to make a fire pretty quickly anywhere. Now I also have a sewing kit in there. And then I decided to throw in about 50 feet of rope and some zip ties. And I put it all in a small 500 milliliter 14-ounce Nalgene bottle. So I figured, you know, I looked at these Pelican cases and whatnot, but I realized, you know what? Once it's all compacted in there, it's nice, and you can tie it onto your life jacket with a carabiner or whatever. So if I were to capsize and somehow or other, you know, I get floated down the river and my raft goes somewhere else and I lose my pack that's attached to my raft, which is a slim chance, but at the very least I'll have this, and I'll have a way to make fire quickly and hopefully dry off, because I think that's the #1 risk if I lose everything. It's not food or water. Now I want to show you another piece of gear that I'm not bringing on this trip, but if I was with other people I would bring this trip. I bring this, and that's a throw bag, and I'm not going to throw it because I don't feel like repacking it. But the way this works is, let's say somebody gets caught up on their kayak or their canoe, or something gets caught up in a log jam and they're unable to wedge themselves out, which happens, especially on rivers. What a rescuer can do is somebody can stop before them or after, run back on the banks and toss them this bag. So what you do is you hold on to this end and then you toss the bag, and the rope unwinds, and you got about 50 feet of rope, floating rope, and then whoever has it on the other end can grab the rope, and then you can pull them out of that jam or out to safety. But since I'm alone tomorrow, I got no one to throw this to, so I'm not going to bring it. So there you go. It's just a quick overview of gear I'm bringing. When I come back from the trip, I'll show you how the whole trip went. And so this is a new, my second year with a pack raft, and now last year was my friend Laurent and I, and then this year Chefs bought a pack raft, and we'll be a few more guys. So, and we have other trips we'd like to do. So it's something different. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please hit the subscribe button and give me a like and ask me questions. Give me some comments. It's the best part of these videos, is interacting with you folks and seeing what kind of questions you have. So get off the beaten path, folks, and I'll see you in a couple of days with an upload of my adventure.